welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for, either skipping through and whatever. Hopefully some of the tips that I've spit out over the past, 8 months or whatever, have helped a few. Even if one thing resonated, awesome. But it is day 2 of going to the Jersey Shore Fitness Shop, back to the old stomping grounds. I'll be hitting this on the weekends probably, most likely, just because it kind of keeps my head where it should be. But yeah, it's a different atmosphere. It's a change of atmosphere, a little bit of a change of pace. Sometimes you need to change of pace. It's nothing against Iron Revolution. I love that gym. Oh my God, they have the best equipment and the best staff. They really do, like truly. So if you don't believe me, go check it out, and you will. But anyhow, I'm gonna go hit chest and arms today. I'll record what I can and go from there. But what I was saying about actually I'm going to do that in a separate video. The carbohydrates, the difference between what's a glycemic load versus a glycemic index, wheat versus white. Is wheat really the best? Is a sweet potato better than wheat bread? Some people can get away with it, some can't. But in a general term, what's better? Things like that, carbohydrates. But the best bet is if you're starting a diet right now and your weight loss journey or whatever, just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Just eat healthy. If it grows out of the ground, eat it. If it walks, eat it. Depending on what it is. I wouldn't eat ants, but that's up to you. To each their own. But anyway, I am going to cut this off, and I'll see you on the first work set, because I'm not going to record warm-ups. So this was the top set of incline dumbbell presses on the lower incline. As you can see, I tried to keep it, even though I did go heavy, I tried to keep that control, that eccentric. Once you start doing sets like that, you end up getting such a pump that doing them, at like a 1 pace, I guess, it just doesn't feel right anymore. This was actually the top set. This was the 115s. I believe the other ones were the 110s. However, you'll notice I don't get too many reps on this one. I guess I was just a little ahead of myself. But yeah, still trying to control that eccentric as much as possible. This is where I dropped down to the 80s, I believe it was, 85s, and just repped it out, as many reps as I could get. Over here I ended up doing a drop set. I believe it was from the 85s. I think I just dropped the weight in half and went with the 45s. But yeah, again, just trying to get as much blood in the muscle as possible. bound it up to be a work set, so here's work set number 2. And the same thing here with the flies. I try to control it as much as possible. You really want to get that deep stretch as much as you can. As much as if you can understand this, as much of a comfortable, painful stretch as you can handle. Not painful, but a stretch, you know, as much of a comfortable stretch as you can get, you know, without your shoulders bugging or, you know, anything like that. A lot of people go right to parallel and come back up, which is pretty much what I'm doing. So some of you may have seen these dumbbells before. They're very old. They're from, you know, back in the day. But they get the job done, and, you know, it kind of brings you to a different place, a different mindset. Nothing really else matters. This is the types of things that, you know, give a gym personality. It's one of the things I love about this place. Ended up doing some decline presses after the flies. If you notice, I did a press, an incline press. I did a fly. Then I did a press, which is the decline here, and then I did the fly. The clips are a little backwards, but yeah. So the press came before the fly. Yeah, it was kind of almost like a stretch fill kind of technique, I guess. A lot of different bodybuilders have talked about it. So, you know, you're filling up the muscle with blood and you're stretching it out, and you get it. Alright, so I goofed up. It actually is in order. I did a press, I did the incline dumbbell press, I did the incline flies, I went to the decline press machine, and now I'm doing basically like a flat bench fly, pretty much. These felt alright, but I've kept filling it in my elbow, so you'll notice the next clip I'll explain that I switched up the grip and opened my arms up, and I got much more of a better contraction than that. Can't really get that squeeze, so I'm going to open my arms up instead of giving them a L shape and see what it does. So as with any fly, you're basically trying to bring your biceps together as if you're from your elbow, I guess right below your elbow, to your wrist didn't exist. See, if I'm extending, I'm pointing my fingers out so that I can try and squeeze my chest together by bringing my biceps, trying to touch my biceps together basically in front of me. Once I was done with chest, I headed right over to the cable machine and did cable pushdowns, as you can see right now. I supersetted it with a cambered bar on the cable as well, and that'll be coming next. But with every rep, I was trying to get as much of a squeeze as I could at the bottom and really slow it down as much as possible to feel every fiber. You know, you want to feel the entire muscle firing. That's how you get that tight pump. Like I said, again, it's just the tempo, the squeeze, and then the you know, the eccentric, you're letting it down. But when you slow things down like this, really focus and really squeeze, focus on what you're doing. It's like night and day with regular reps versus slow and controlled repetitions. Now, every rep is not going to be a slow and controlled repetition, especially when you get towards the end of a set where you're starting to, you know, tire out a little bit. You will do a few reps that are a little more, you know, they're a little quicker, but you're still getting that squeeze at the top. So if you've gotten this far in the video, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and hopefully something's helping. Now, here's a tip. So when you're doing any type of curl, well, I can't say any, but any type of preacher curl, especially on a machine, whether it's a cable preacher curl or, you know, throw your thumbs under the bar. Or with push downs, throw your thumbs over the bar. So, you know, my thumbs aren't gripping around. You'll be able to get a lot more of a squeeze out of that muscle. And it depends. A lot of people say no, but it's basically, it kind of takes the forearms out of the equation. If you're training biceps, now you're really hitting, you know, you can feel a lot more. You're not squeezing your forearms, you know. And the same thing with tricep push downs. You know, you're pushing down, your thumbs over the bar. It's taking that you're not squeezing the bar and tiring out your forearms. And like I said, you can't really do it with everything. A lot of people use that thumbless grip on the bench. Very dangerous. Don't recommend it. Not going to say don't do it, you know, but it's not the safest. If you're going super heavy, I wouldn't do it if I ever try to max out or something like that, which there's no point for me to max on a bench. But I would definitely wrap my thumb around the bar. I mean, no way. Mainly with cable exercises for your triceps, you know, any type of barbell that you can throw your thumbs under, and just give it a shot. Give it a shot. Go try it on a preacher curl, cable preacher curl machine or something. You'll see a difference. This is where I got into the overhead tricep extension on the cables with alternating dumbbell curls. Alternating dumbbell curls are one of the things that, you know, that's when you're twisting, anything when you're twisting it, it will help work your, the muscle between your bicep and tricep, your brachioradius. And that is the muscle, also worked by hammer curls, different variations of them. That is the muscle that gives the illusion, so to speak, of a peak, of a bicep peak. Because if you think about it, if you pick your arm up and flex it, or put it out to your side in front of you and flex it, when you flex your bicep and then flex it again really hard, look at the middle between your bicep and tricep. That muscle in there that's pushing out, it's pushing the peak, it's pushing your bicep out. The brachioradius is pushing out the bicep, creating peaks. Everybody asks, so how do I get peaks? How do I get peaks? You know, preacher curls? No. Well, yes, but, you know, a little bit of everything, but you can't neglect that little muscle between the bicep and tricep is what I'm getting at. You can't neglect it. And you don't have to do 10 sets for the 10 sets of hammer curls. 2 to 3 work sets of hammer curls is sufficient. You know, for one workout or the next workout, you know, a reverse hammer curl, or I'm sorry, a reverse curl, you know, things of that nature. Just, you know, and just throw them in sporadically. I would just throw the hammer curls in, you know, either a hammer curl or a reverse curl. You know, in your bicep workout, 2-3 work sets, super easy, in, out, and done. I did not record the 2 exercises after this, which were a reverse cable pull down, I guess you call it, for the triceps, and then preacher curls for the biceps, obviously. I supersetted it back and forth, and that was it. So that's it. The only thing that wasn't recorded was some dips for chest on the dip machine, plate loaded dip machine, and then the last superset of arms, which was reverse cable push downs, or pull downs if you want to call them that. I mean, you're all reversed and you are pulling down. But supersetted those with the plate loaded preacher curl they have over there, and it was a good pump. So, I mean, it's not terrible. But I'm gonna get out of here, get home to the pups, and yeah, that's not terrible at all. But guess have a good one, and thanks for watching. And yeah, it's time to slam this shake. It's Gatorade and Isopure, very simple and easy, and that's it. Go home, eat a meal, and hang out. It's 9:44 at night, and I'm gonna find a movie and chill out. So, happy Labor Day.